So thank God we are in Torah Lamedchet, Likutei Moharan, part Hey. And like we said, that the Yira, the fear from heaven, Bore Olam is teaching us through Rabbeinu HaKadosh that we can compare that Yirat Shamayim, that fear from heaven, to the Tefillin. And person, like we explained a little bit on fear from heaven, that it's written that Avraham Avinu, when he came to Har HaMoriah, to Har HaBayit, so over there he saw Vayar et HaMakom Merachok. He saw that place from long distance. So when a person he's got Yirat Shamayim, he can see from long distance, he can see from far away already the will of Hashem Yitbarach from him. Like that it's written, Va'aricho b'yirat Hashem. You can smell when you have Yirat Shamayim. You can smell, you can sense, you can feel what Hashem wants from you already long time before you came to that situation. You already know exactly how you're going to act, how you're going to behave in that situation, even when you're not involved at all in all of that situation. And then over there it's written, B'ar Adonai Yira'eh, that in the mount of Hashem the person gonna be seen. And the honor of Hashem Yitbarach also Yira'eh B'anan, gonna be revealed in the cloud. And also we have that mitzvah of Re'iyah, that you need to be seen in the mountain of Har HaBayit in the holidays. And by that you come and you show yourself in front of Hashem, so Yir'eh Yira'eh, Hashem gonna look at you also. They learned over there that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is watching you over there with full eyesight, with both of his eyes, he's looking at you. And like that he's looking at you with two eyes in Masechet Chagiga, they're learning that, so you also need to come and to be seen with both of your eyes. So you need to be perfect, means you need to guard your eyes, you need to come with good eyes, with pure eyes. To guard your eyes, it means to see only the good that there is in people, like David HaMelech, Shoya Yefe Enaim V'tov Ro'i, that he had good eyes and he would see only the beauty in the creation of Hashem Yitbarach, in every person that he was looking at him. When you take over your eyes, you control your eyes, then you have Yirat Shamayim. Fear from heaven, Yirat Shamayim, it means that you count Hashem, that you care about what that Hashem think, what Hashem wants from you. You care about that. This is why Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, named after that Har HaBayit, that over there it's been said that Hashem gonna see you over there, and Jerusalem called Yir'ah Shalem. The word Jerusalem named after that mountain, that in that mountain Hashem gonna see you and you're gonna be seen, and also Hashem gonna see you in Jerusalem with that Yirat Shamayim. When you have fear from heaven, when you care about Hashem, when you have Yir'ah Shlema, complete Yir'ah, so then Hashem gonna look at you with full eyesight. And the eyes of Hashem Yitbarach, Enei Hashem Elokecha ba mirashit hashana ad achrit shana. And then Hashem gonna see you and gonna look at you from the beginning of the year until the end of the year. And that is teaching us about the private supervision that each and every one of us have. And the peak of success, what it calls Siyata Dishmaya, help from heaven, how that Hashem reveals His private supervision, is coming to the righteous people, to the ones that are very Yere'im, the ones that believes in Him, that are afraid of Him. English is twisting the meaning of the words here, of Yir'ah, that they are really Yere'im from Him. On that it's been said, Retzon Yere'av Yaseh. that Hashem gonna fulfill the will of the ones that are His followers, or His believers. So you can see that as much as you care about the will of Hashem Yitbarach, that's how much Hashem Yitbarach gonna take care of your will. Like that we're saying, עשה רצונך כרצונו, ויעשה רצון אחרים כרצונך. When you will want to commit yourself to Hashem, to obey, to nullify yourself 100% to His will, so then, in that moment, everyone else gonna work for you already. The world gonna serve you. Why? Because Hashem got only one purpose in His world, and it is that His good, His kindness gonna be revealed on His creations, that everyone gonna be happy. Think about it as a father. If you want your son to be religious, to follow you, to go after you, and to be exactly like you, but you see that it's killing him. You see that it makes him miserable. You cannot do it to him as a father. You're not able to do it. He just wants to play soccer all day long. That's what he wants. He wants to play. That's what he wants. You cannot stop him. That's really your love that is forcing you to let him go and to play soccer. And actually you check and you see he is good at it. What can you do? Can you stop him from being a soccer player? You cannot. You see that guy's talent is to run after the ball and to kick, and he likes it, he enjoys it. That's his satisfaction in life. Okay, you want for him that he's gonna have more, but he doesn't want. What you as a parent gonna do? You're gonna buy him the best ball in the world. That's what you're gonna do. If really you love him, you're gonna be with him. Like Hashem Yitbarach is saying, I'm with you in the most contaminated places. שוכן איתם בתוך תומותם. What you like to do? I'm with you, Hashem is saying. From what you take your satisfaction? From movies? I'm with you in the movies. From alcohol? I'm going down with you to alcohol. From drugs? I'm with you. Rest of the lusts and desires? Hashem is with you. Satisfaction is angels that are satisfying you. There is a person that can eat the same thing and will not going to feel no pleasure. Hashem decided to satisfy you from that steak, or maybe from that treif steak, or maybe from something else that is very impure. Hashem gives you the pleasure, Hashem gives you the satisfaction. Hashem Yitbarach is coming down even to those places that He Himself wrote that it's not allowed to go to those places at all. But if you already went there, Hashem is with you. Hashem doesn't think about Himself. His will is taking him with his children. His will is taking him with you to the place that you are at now. And as much as you're going to commit yourself to him, you're going to be able to be with you more and more and more. But from the side of Hashem Yitbarach is with you. Hashem Yitbarach will always going to be with you, no matter where you're at. If now you're going to also try to commit yourself to Hashem and to see Hashem Yitbarach more and more and more, in every step you're going to connect yourself more and more to Hashem, and Hashem is going to be able to reveal His private supervision on you in a way that miracles are going to happen in your life. That immediately that you want to talk with someone, He's going to call you. That immediately that you need to achieve something, someone just going to bring that thing into your hands, and you just thought about a refrigerator and here it came. You need a dishwasher, or someone just gave a dishwasher, and suddenly you're going to have everything. Why? Because you nullified yourself to Hashem and you committed yourself to Hashem. And Hashem Yitbarach going to keep your will in the top of His priorities. Because Ritzon Yira'ah v'yaseh. So what is that Yira'ah? How we can do that thing that really we're going to be so close to Hashem Yitbarach. Like we said, we need to care about Hashem Yitbarach's will. And Hashem Yitbarach got only one will. He cares about His children. Like the Gemara is telling us, Ma lo le'av she'egla et banav. The father that excommunicated his children, what he's got in his life? Nothing. The answer is nothing. only his children. He cares only about his children. That's what he's got. So if you care about Hashem Yitbarach, you're going to care about his children. Look what Moshe Rabbeinu was doing. From who are we going to learn if not from Moshe? You can learn from Avraham. What they were doing. Only running and chasing after the children of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And David HaMelech is saying, my hands are filthy with blood and how you say all of those words? Avishai. ידיים מלוכלכות בדם ושפירו שליה לטהר, to purify. Blood. His hands are filthy with blood of women, to purify a woman to her husband. The king of Am Yisrael, he can sit in his office thinking, writing his poems of Tehillim, to have plans. David HaMelech, he cares about the couples, about the people, that they're going to have peace in their houses. I once told you that, and where am I coming from? Am Yisrael are standing in a position that is very awkward, it's very embarrassing. Am Yisrael, for a long time, are not sitting in their land, in the Holy Land, and they're in the exile. And they're not strong because they're separated, because they're spread between the nations. And in every place that they are at, so there is a different king, different rules, and they need the government over there to like them. So they always need to be nice and to obey and to follow the rules of that place and that place. And then for a long time we're not who that we really supposed to be, and we lost our confidence in to believe in ourselves. So for an example, and it's a very strong and big example, today the relationship that we have with the United States of America government is that we're receiving millions of dollars every year from them to support our economy. And we're also helping them with all of our talents and all of our abilities, if it's to develop things, medicines, a weapon, or to teach them a few things that they would never dream to achieve by themselves, like how to make it to the moon and the rest. Now, only the Rabbi Milubavitch solved them that question of how to get to the moon. They were standing in a situation, there was a fight between NASA, the USA, and Russia and Russia, on who going to make it first to the moon. And it looked like the Americans are doing it, but suddenly they were stuck with a certain question. Me for sure, I don't know the answer, but they were stuck with a certain question that they had to solve, and if not, their spaceship won't be able to cross that distance and to land on the moon. So they were trying very hard, and they saw that the Russians are speeding up, that they are running fast, and they really didn't know what to do over there. So one of the people that were working over there at NASA, he was a Jew, and he said, alright, I'll go and ask the Rebbe. And he went and he asked the Rabbi Milubavitch on that, what to do. So the Rabbi Milubavitch, of course, first time in his life saw those sheets, those papers, all of that math, but he answered to him according to the logic of the numbers that were written over there in the page, and he told them exactly what they need to change and how to fix it. So that person, he was so amazed, told him, what, you know about the space? No, it's the logic of, here you have a mistake, you can see that it's a mistake, and the way that you wrote those things, it's not. It doesn't fit according to the logic of creation of the world. It's when you have eyes, you can see. So our economy today is based on the favors and the support that we're receiving from United States government. But the truth is that it's coming only because of lack of confidence that we have in ourselves. That's the reason why we need all of those relationships with all of the with all of the nations and with the governments of all of the other places. When the advisors of David HaMelech are coming to David HaMelech and they're asking him, they're telling him, Amcha Yisrael tzrichim parnasa. The nation of Israel, your people, they need money. So David HaMelech is telling them, Lechu itparnesu ze mizeh. Go, work together and make money. Buy only Israel products, buy only food from Jews. Jews only gonna buy from Jews, and you're gonna have enough money to make it. So those advisors, with all due respect, they didn't have full, complete faith and confidence in their king. So they had what to say. Instead of listening to the advice of David HaMelech and to go and obey and do what he told them just now to do, they thought that he is not considering things right, and they told him, it's not enough. You're talking about a lion here that needs a lot of food, and you bring him something that it's like peanuts, like a cockroach for him. It's not enough. He's not full with that amount. It's not enough money for Am Yisrael to work with each other. That's a mistake. So David HaMelech is telling them, okay, lechu pishtu bagdud. You know what? Okay, there's a war of mitzvah. There are some enemies. There's a certain nation outside that are planning to attack us, and it's allowed for us now to fight back with them. Go fight with them, and you're going to take the loot, the shalal, and you're going to have money from that. That wasn't the solution of David HaMelech. David HaMelech never wanted his people to go and to fight and to bring the parnasa in a war. That's why David HaMelech said, Lechu itparnesu ze mizeh, work together. That was David HaMelech's solution. Okay, they went and they fight and they brought money, and okay, thank God. We don't know how many people been injured, how many people been hurt, how many lost we had. We don't really know. What that we do know is that we were not listening to David HaMelech. David HaMelech told us, and we couldn't hear that. Why we couldn't hear that? Because we thought, okay, David HaMelech, he's writing songs, he's walking on the wall of the old city, he's always talking to Hashem. He doesn't really know politics, he doesn't really know economy. They didn't appreciate, they couldn't really understand who they're talking to. Who is David HaMelech? David HaMelech, that's the president, that's the prince of the generation, that's the king of the generation, that's the one that Hashem chose. He's got divine spirit in ways that you were never going to understand. How much purity and how much wisdom and how much huge abilities and potential that persons have. David HaMelech. When he gives you that advice, go and work together. Decide that you're going to work and buy only from Israelis. You're going to be strong. You're going to have such blessings that you will not going to lack of nothing. You will not going to lack of nothing. That's the wisdom of David HaMelech. David HaMelech, he knows exactly how he needs to lead his nation. But the advisors, they think they're wiser than David HaMelech, so they cannot listen, so they're taking the people to a war. They're taking the nation to a war of mitzvah. No, it's a mitzvah now. We need to fight for our parnasa. That's not a reason to fight for parnasa. The king is telling you now you can find your parnasa easily, benachat, only with peace, with support. Help the needies, help the people that needs your help. Go talk to people, go do afatzah. You're going to sell your products, they're going to sell theirs. Like we said, if the leaders of Am Yisrael would just go and talk to Am Yisrael, going to tell them, you know how good you are, you know how wise you are, you know how special you are, you know how talented you are, you know how genius you are, you know how many powers you have, we were not going to need no one. We will not going to need no one. Millions of dollars a year, millions of dollars a month, we don't need it. When the blessing of Hashem Yitbarach is on us, we don't need nothing. We can support the world. The world will come and gonna ask for money from us. We can make more money than anyone else in the world. We already done. We already do. We already holding the shefa, the fortune of the world. The fortune of the world is been held in the hands of Jews. It's not a secret. And it's simple, it's obvious that it's going to be like that. But how are we going to do good things that are going to pull that bounty, that shefa, to support everyone that needs that? We're going to work on our Yirat Shamayim. We're going to commit ourselves to Hashem. We're going to nullify ourselves to Hashem. We're going to always try to see what Hashem wants from us, and then all of that bounty, all of that shefa, going to go down and going to spread through the right pipes into the pure areas, into the areas that's supposed to receive that bounty, and it will not going to be stuck somewhere on the way. Our bounty is in our hands, and it all depends in our fear from heaven, our Yirat Shamayim. Because all of that secret of private supervision, Rabbeinu is comparing that to the way that you look at Hashem. That's how Hashem looks at you. Like we said, Yir'eh Yira'eh. In the way that you look, you come to be seen, to show yourself in front of Hashem. That's how Hashem gonna see you. If you came defected, if you came with defects, so Hashem cannot look at you in a complete way. But if you're working on yourself, to fix yourself, to do tshuva, and you believe in the power of tshuva, and after you've done tshuva, you come to Hashem Yitbarach with a pure heart, and you say, Hashem, I fulfilled my obligation, I done tshuva, now I'm a complete tzaddik, complete righteous man. Accept me. If you're going to stand like that, Hashem going to accept you with both of His arms, with His loving kindness, and He's going to give you all of the bounty that exists in the world, that it's all actually prepared just for you. And Rabbeinu is comparing that private supervision like the light, that the light comes from somewhere and it hits something, and then it goes and hits your eye. And only if it hits something and hit your eye, only then you can see that thing. It needs to hit something, and then it hits your eye, and only then you can see that thing. So the private supervision of Hashem Yitbarach is like that. It comes from heaven, and it looks at you, and then you look back at Hashem. Or in the other side, if you look at Hashem Yitbarach, and then the light is coming back to you. When Hashem Yitbarach is looking at you, you're going to have faith. When you look at Hashem Yitbarach, you're going to have confidence. You're going to see Hashem. It's all in our hands. When Moshe Rabbeinu wants to win the war, so he lifts his hands in the air and he's crying to Hashem and he's praying to Hashem. He lifts the faith up. He's showing the people, I'm not holding nothing. I don't hold no weapon. I don't hold no guns, no knives, no atomic bombs, nothing. I just pray to Hashem. And with that simple faith we can conquer, and we will, and we already do. Because the fact that we're alive, it's a miracle, it's beyond nature. The fact that we have our state here in the Holy Land back, we received it after that everyone tried to kill us, everyone tried to reject us, everyone tried to push us away to other foreign places, to places that never meant to be our place. And only by the secret way of that hidden hand of private supervision, Hashem made everything happen like that, that we're gonna come back to our land. Hashem made it happen. Against the will of the nations, against the will of our leaders, against the will of everyone that were there in that time. Just Hashem, He chose that place. And He prepared that place for us. And for years that place was empty and been purified for years from all of the contamination of all of the foreign nations that were living here. And that place was a desert, was hard and dry as a rock, as a stone. And when the first people that came to Eretz Israel tried to work, they broke their fingers and their hands on bringing something out from the land. It was dry as a rock. And only when more Jews came and more Israelis came and more people came, suddenly the land is bringing out fruits and vegetables and selling, and we have so many, and bounty and shefa, and millions of people can live here all together and in peace and in harmony, and everyone are helping each other, and it's just gonna grow. And we're waiting only for the rest of Am Yisrael to come and to join us here in Eretz Yisrael, and then the blessing going to be complete. The blessing depends in the unity of Am Yisrael. In mitzvat hareyah, to come and to show yourself in Har HaBayit, in the holy mountain, in front of Hashem Yitbarach, all of Am Yisrael is supposed to come, except of the sick people, and the people that cannot walk on their legs, and people that are very contaminated, and on, a certain short, very short list. And except of that, everyone are obligated to come. And for that we're waiting. For another Jew that's going to join us, for another person, one from Brazil, one from New York, one from wherever. The blessing depends in that, in Aliyah. In people that gonna climb up to Eretz Yisrael and gonna join us here, to live here in Eretz Yisrael, and to hold hands together. Also the faith, and also the tshuva, and the power of us to live holy and kosher, pure life, obeying the rules and the commandments of the Torah, also depends in the number of Jews that lives in Eretz Yisrael. And as more and more going to come and going to join us, we're going to have more confidence, and we're going to have more power to come back, to become, to be who that we are. Each and every one of us that we're Baalei Tshuva, we know for sure, we remember that we haven't chose that way. That Hashem Yitbarach, He moved us from the track that we were at and brought us to a different lifestyle, to a different way of life. Hashem Yitbarach, He just changed, like in the ways that He changed the track, and suddenly a new, how you say, maslul, new what? Route, a new route. That's it. He reorganizing your way, and that's it. Now you drive and then that's it. One day suddenly you started to seek for Hashem, you started to yearn to Hashem, suddenly you want to pray, suddenly every object of mitzvah looks so precious. Wow, candles, wow, tzitzit, wow, kippah, wow, it's amazing, Bet Knesset. You crossed that street thousands of times in your life, you never noticed there was a Bet Knesset over there. You saw thousands of religious Jews, you couldn't care less about them, never, just you couldn't think about them at all, you're just not dealing with them at all. And suddenly every person with a kippah, every person with a beard, oh Rav, can I ask you a question? Can you do me a favor? Can you answer me that? Can you tell me that? What happened? Hashem just rearrange your brain. And it all depends in the blessing. The blessing of Am Yisrael, it's when Am Yisrael are sitting in their land, in their homeland, and as much as we can, to listen to the real holy leaders of Am Yisrael, the ones that really care about us, the ones that really loves us, the one that really ready to sacrifice themselves for each and every one of us. The leader of Am Yisrael, it's a person that he couldn't care less about himself, and he only thinks about how he can help you. That's the leader of Am Yisrael. That's the person that can take Am Yisrael to their success. Not to count no people, not from the other governments, not from the United Nations, not from no imagination. When you don't know, you need to go and consult. But when you know that you know. You don't need to ask no one. You just go and you do. The leader that Am Yisrael going to have, Bezrat Hashem, real soon, going to be a person that's going to know exactly what should be done. A person that's really going to have the answer inside of his heart. He's gonna be a real Baal Tshuva that he's got the answer inside of himself. He's gonna know exactly what Am Yisrael needs to do and what needs to be done. And when Am Yisrael gonna obey and listen to him, they're gonna see blessing in everything they're gonna do. Suddenly money gonna flow, suddenly health gonna grow, suddenly smiles are gonna be seen, suddenly Shlom Bayit gonna increase, and people will never gonna divorce anymore. Everyone gonna have the right advice, because he gonna have that ability to bless everyone in his place, and to guide and to lead every person to his path, to his route. And it depends only in that love of that righteous person to his nation, how much that he loves Am Yisrael. In that it depends. It's not depends in Am Yisrael. If now you sit in the shade and you cannot see the light of the sun, it's not because of the sun, and it's not because of you, it's because of the shade. So all that the sun gonna be strong enough to cancel the shade, or that you're gonna move to a certain place that the sun is illuminating over there. But the fact that there are obstacles, that there are things that are blocking the light, it's not because that there is no light, and it's not because that you're bad. It's only because that there are things that still needs to be rearranged. There are things that still need to be done. So each and every one of us, thank God, we're working hard to do as much as we can to remove all curtains and all obstacles. And we're praying that Hashem Yitbarach gonna send to us as a nation and to us as a world that worthy leader to take us to the right place, that we're all gonna believe in ourselves, we're all gonna believe in Hashem, God, Elokei Israel, that He's the King, that He's above everything, and that all of His intentions are good. Thank you. Chazak u'Baruch.